Hello guys, welcome to my channel once again, and today I am gonna be showing you how to edit these Insta360 X3 videos, because I've been getting so many messages and comments also on my videos to show how do I edit them and how to use the studio app onto your laptop. And I just have to say one thing, it is very easy. All you have to do is just give a little bit of time onto it, and definitely you will be able to produce the video that you just saw in the starting. It was a very small sample that I showed you, but let's just head into it and see how the app works. So here is the app, as you can see, and this is one video that I shot in the night time and also in the manual mode, so that we do not have any jitters and the clarity comes in a very good way. You can see the settings that I put it on the Insta360 device, the manual settings that I used. So now if you see, this is like a 360 video that it shot, and you can capture anything across, and you have all the options to, first of all, starting off with the camera, with the size and the resolution that you can change. Over here, when you come in, you have 1:1 that you can change into. You have all the kind 9:16, which is like an Instagram or the YouTube short you can do. Then you have 16:9 for a wider angle view that you want to achieve out of this video. And also when you go down, you have 4:3, which is again a very square format for the Insta360 port, and this is one very wide angle for your TVs and the screens that you want to use. But majorly what you will be using is the 16:9 or the 9:16. And I'm just gonna be trying to show not exactly the same video, but just explain you how things work on this app. So first of all, this is your timeline. As you can see, you have all the kinds of, this is one which you can trim the video in between. Then you have the volume that you can set off. This is one point which is called the mark, which is called the keyframe, where you have to put it, and then your video is gonna be moving around as in, however you want to frame it off. This is the best part about the Insta360, that you can actually reframe your video after shooting it off. I was just holding the camera onto my selfie stick, which was the 120cm selfie stick, and I was just walking around in this alley. This is a beautiful place in the night time, and I just thought I would use this video to show you how we edit. You can take a screenshot out of this video as well if you want image, and also you can do a full screen over here. And this is a deep track option, which we will just get into it later on. But first of all, let's get into the 16:9 ratio, and let's go into the starting. This is our timeline, and I've got into the starting. I've set my frame. Let's start. I've set my frame onto the top, and I'll put a keyframe over here. There'll be a pop-up bar where you can see all the angles, up and down, tilt, rotate. Your wide angle view, if you want to increase in, it'll go all the way up to how much ever you want to. Probably you want to keep it like a view over here. This is again, if you want to zoom in, you want to zoom out, make it like a tiny planet circle, anything. But let's just keep it at 60, which is the very basic, and then just increase the view of angle over here, or maybe we can just go into the bit. So now this is one frame that we have set across. Now let's just get onto one we would be moving across, and if I go over here, I still have the view on top, because then you have to set the keyframe again, because the video is going to come from top till the bottom. And now all you have to do is just move in the area where you have to actually frame your thing. I want to keep this the watch, which is there in the center, so I will be keeping over here. And now I'm gonna add another keyframe. So this is again, now it's set. If you see, there is a link that is made from this keyframe to the other keyframe. You will have, let me just give you a small playback over here. If I take it, oh no, this one, hold on. Yeah, if I just click over here and drag it onto the starting, now if I play, see, the video automatically goes onto my subject over here where I have framed it, and then it'll be staying still over there. Now once I move in, now if you see, the shot is too slow, I can probably increase with the size. So this one is the speed ramp thing. So I have a 2x, and it can go up till, maybe let's just say I want to do until here, and you have the speed from 2x to 3x, 8x, 2x to 4x, 6x, and until 64x. Now I don't want to make it so fast, but I'll keep it until 6x, so this part becomes 6 times faster in a normal recording, and also there you can turn on the motion blur option, so that will make your video look a little more cinematic and get a lively vibe to it. So let's just see. Okay, well, keep this in mind. If you are using a very high configured laptop or a desktop, you will be able to see all the fast forwards. But right now I'm using a MacBook Air, which is an M1 chip. It is a 2021 model. I will, if you want how this laptop is helping me out in editing my video, I'll bring a video for that as well, because this is my primary laptop that I've been using it for almost 2 years now, and this has never given up on me. It is the most powerful laptop. So okay, let's just get back to the video, not talk about the laptop, because that's gonna be another video that I will be talking about. So if I just play a role and it is gone over here, you see the speed of the video has increased, but however you won't be able to see the motion blur in the playback, because that only happens when you export the video. So be sure wherever your positions are hanging upon. But since over here I want to keep it like a, when I keep it like a look as if I reach near to the clock and it goes it whips right in front of my face and it zooms into it. So I want to reduce the speed over here. Oh, let's just say, okay, this is my keyframe where I'm going to be putting at. Right now I'll add up a keyframe, and here it goes. I'm going to reframe it to the center, and then later on if I see, this is gonna be one off shot, and be sure you have to put a lot of keyframes. So make sure your video when you're traveling, now this is gonna focus on to the watch part, which is an amazing thing that you want to do. But over here I'm crossing the watch, but I still want to keep it in the center, which is gonna give a very cinematic look. So now what I will do is I'll go a little further and see I've crossed the clock, but I want it to be again in the center. So I'll add on one more clip over here. I'll drag my mouse onto the video so that it looks like as if I have captured I've gone around the watch, but all I'm doing is I'm just walking past by it. So this is the beauty of this camera, the Insta360 X3. This is the beauty, that you can just walk around and just reframe it as per your liking. So now if I see, let's just give you another look. So from this key point, it goes straight onto the watch and then it goes across. Now you see there is a sudden move, but here is the thing that comes into play. So if I go over here and if I click on this link, I will be seeing all these kinds of like all these kinds of transitions that you can see over here, which says slip in fade out, and then you have another one which is fade in slip out. So these are kind of transitions that will make your video smooth. I wouldn't say transitions, but I would say the smoothness of the video. This is one way to smoothen out your videos, or the transition or the movement, because you don't want to make it look like as if you're just walking. It's a robotic arm that is moving around onto your left or the right. But what I like to use is the fade in and fade out. So it starts slow and goes up a little faster, and then it slows down as if getting into the momentum. So let me just give you another round. So if I go here, it starts off, and now with the smooth flow it goes on to a faster process. Now one more thing, if you want to add on like a zoom effect in between, let's say over here, so what I'll do is I'll add up another keyframe, probably a little further. Okay, over here I'll add up one more keyframe and I will position it and I'll zoom in a bit, because I want to focus on this dial over here. I want to focus on the dial, that how it looks. So let's just see, and I make sure you do the fade in and fade out, because then again it's not gonna be very smooth and your videos are gonna not look very nice. And if you have problem selecting it, you can zoom in, zoom out. It will be all easy for you to take the minute of the seconds and the frames to care upon. So here I am, I've used both the parts, and if I see now I'll play, it'll go up to and focus on the part. I'll go up to the thing and focus on to the itself. But in the app also, the app version I'll show you later on. This one is gonna be a little tricky that you will have to work out with. If you see, there's a little bit of the imbalance that goes into it, but I would want to keep it slower on this one. It goes down and slows down, and then over here picking up the pace to the main part. Now if I see, it goes, but it's again, you see it's weird, but here I would like to shift to this angle, and again now you see it has gone to a very smooth transition. Not again, it's not a smooth transition, but this is one thing which you will have to look out for. You'll have to manage all your transitions from here till here, however you want to do. So this is how you can reframe your thing. And let's just move upon, and if you have seen the tiny planet effect also, then you will again have to go a little further, maybe just put up a keyframe, and there is the tiny planet. This is a fisheye, which is the default settings. This is the wide angle that you see. You can again change the tilt angle and everything. You can then go to a crystal ball, which is again there's another option, modification that you can do. Now what I like about is turning into the tiny planet mode. This is a very interesting part where you can actually play with your videos and make it look very nice. So again, you have all the options of putting into the wide angle, zooming in and zoom out, doing in a little bit of playing around with it. So you have n number of options, like it all depends on your thought process. How do you want to record it? And basically recording is just carry on with the camera, switch on the recording and walk, and then later on come into the post-production side. This will increase a little bit of your time, but eventually you are gonna love it, because you would be all going I know it's quite overwhelming, but again in the starting it'll be a little, you will just need to get a hang of it, but later on you will be all a pro. You will call yourself a pro once you get a hang of it. So now I want a tiny planet mode in this, but I want a little wider perspective that I'm looking out for. So I'm gonna increase the field of view that I want to achieve, and then I can rotate it. Now if I rotate it again, this one from this portion to this portion is gonna happen fast. So if you see, then from the bottle, from the clock, it has turned into a tiny planet mode, and now it looks like this. How cool is that, guys? How cool is this camera that you can just walk around and capture the whole scenario? So this was okay. Now end part, let me just finish off. These were all the scenarios you can do, and then comes this, the nature of you, and this will be all like a very POV, how you can record it through your phone itself. But I would like to end it up here at the tiny planet mode. And if you see, I'm just going to be walking across like this, and then if I want to continue till here, I'm going to be putting up another keyframe in the same position so that it stays onto it. And I just want to end my video over here, so I'm going to be doing a trim. I will go over here and I'll do a trim. So now my trim is until this video. This is the max video I want to take out from this particular whole sample. Now let's just go back, and now let's just try to export. Okay, before that, if you want to take it out for the social media, you can go here, set it into the 9:16 mode, and you can still see the whole video coming into your play. Now let's just have a look. This is how it looks like, and with all the effects coming into play, you're gonna be turning around. I know this is a very absurd part, but just see how it has turned out to be. And I'm just gonna be increasing a little more, because I feel this was a very short term of it. If you wanna untrim it, you can use the Command Z button onto your laptop, or a Control Z button if you are using a Windows one. And I'm gonna be heading a little further over here, because I want to show the walking scenario. The best part is, if you want to see a bigger picture, bigger timeline of yours, you can just zoom out over here and see where you actually want to end up your video. So I want to walk across a little bit more. I want to complete the alley over here. So that's it. That's my key point over here, and I'm just going to be putting up another key point, and then I'm going to reposition it a little bit, just to be sure that it is in the main portion itself. So if I play around over here, see, so the keyframe stays and puts the frame into one place. Now this is one way of editing your videos using the keyframe. Now all you can do is either you want to export, go to this button, this says export, but before that if you want to color, this is I've shot in a log profile, so because I like to color it myself in the post-production, the software that I use. However, into this app itself, if you see these options on the right corner, this option says a flow state stabilization that you can put it on, or a direction lock, but I would rather say do not use a direction lock, otherwise you won't be able to reframe the videos. But just keep this flow state on. If you go down here, you have different modes of stitching that you can see. There's a sticky lens mode, this is a dive case mode if you're using a dive case underwater, so this is the best option that you can do for your stitching of your videos. Then you have a dive case underwater, above water, so both the options you have. Then a custom one, but I would rather keep it to sticky lens guard because I have applied the sticky lens on. However, it did not give me a good quality because of the smudges that were happening around, and you can see in the lights, you can actually see there's a glass that is going on. And then you can keep the optical flow stitching, which makes it in a very continuous way and makes it look like as if there is no artificial stitching happening around. And you can always switch on the chromatic aberration, which will reduce all the bluishness and the corners are gonna look weird. But before that, you can always calibrate by yourself, but however it does the job within the app itself. Now here are a few options that you can always use to image process. Here is the color plus. If you see, this is going to brighten up your image a little more, but I wouldn't recommend you to do that. Or if you want it this way, if you don't want to do your post-production or you don't know how to do color grading. But for that also I'll make a video later on how to do basic color grading onto your videos. But in this one, since we're talking about the studio app, this is what the max you can do. Or else you can either use the color plus or you can either use the clarity plus. The clarity plus, what it does is makes the video a little more sharper, but sometimes it can reduce the quality also. So I wouldn't recommend using clarity plus. I do not use it, but these options are always there for you to use it, definitely. And then you can switch it off. You have the aqua vision. If you're using the camera underwater, then you need to switch on the aqua vision, but if you use it over here, it can definitely give you a different color grading feel to it, but that's all about it. Then you have the true audio. I would like to keep it off because I don't want to capture the audio, or I don't want the ambient noise that is coming from the video over here, or the background noise. But eventually you have the voice focus, which will use the different sets of mic that are there onto the camera, either in the front, back, depending on which side are you on, and focusing your voice direction from here. And also noise reduction, you can always do it in the post-production. So that's the flexibility of the studio app. And then you can also put on some logo styles, maybe if you want to put it across, but I like to rather keep it neat and clean. And then you have different options. You want to create another project within the project itself, but let's just keep on to this one particular video, and I will end my video over here. So I will clip down until this end and then go on to the export. So this one, once you're done with exporting the videos, you click on this video, and then you either want to take out the 360 video. If you take out a 360 video, your framing will not come into play. It'll come like a wide angle and everything onto the video, which is going to look very absurd. So I would recommend, when you are exporting it, go onto this explode flat video, and because since you've already framed it, you want to have a flat video that is going on. The bitrate depends how you want to make it. If you increase it, the quality of the video is going to increase, but I would rather say keep it until 70-75, because the more bitrate you put in, the file size are going to be much more bigger. Now since I see the resolution here is 1080x1920, this is a very safe resolution that you can put out on. But however, if you want to take a different because this is in the 9:16 mode, you can always take out this particular mode, or else use an equivalent resolution which is for the 9:16 into the 4K mode. But here we will let's just take out 1080x1920, and I would want to, and just keep it, make sure this is the H.264 video that you want to encode in. You can however use the other ProRes if you are using Final Cut Pro or any other Adobe Premiere, which will help you to take this video directly into those softwares. If you have the plugin, you can edit the 360 videos there also. So however, since you assuming that you would be using only the studio app and then later on directly uploading it to your Instagram or YouTube or any other social media that you want to do, so we will take out the video in this format and we will hit start export. This is gonna take probably around 1 or 2 minutes depending on the configuration of your laptop or MacBook or anything that you are using. Alright, so this was one way of reframing your videos. However, there's another way that you can do. This is a weird face of me. Okay, let's just take into wide perspective, and this is one deep track. So what it does is, all you have to do is select this particular, go into the starting mode wherever you wanna track the subject. It's gonna be either you or someone else into the video, and you just have to select this part and drag and draw a square or a rectangular area onto the subject and do start tracking. You can also use this option of center the target, then it will keep the main subject in the center of the video. It won't move around anywhere. So let's just start tracking, and you have to wait for a while because it is gonna go through the whole process. Let me just quickly fast forward the process for you guys. So here I'm gonna stop the video. Until there it has tracked me, and but I cannot reframe this again because I've already put the deep tracking part on me. So let's just go back and see how it performed. So if I start, that's the playback and that's how it looks. So it's gonna track me all the video, like throughout the video until where I've actually tracked, and then later on you can put up the keyframes. So this is another way of tracking yourself while walking, but be sure that you don't look up because again it's gonna look as if there's something on top of it. This makes you feel like, doesn't it look like there's a drone that is following you in front of you, actually in front of you, and you're just walking across and there's someone filming you guys. So this is the beauty of this X3, and then what you can do is just maybe come down over here, take your marker on a little further node, add up a keyframe. Also one more thing, add up a keyframe here which is until your tracking part will set, and from there it is gonna get into a change mode. Now I'm gonna be setting off to a different mode so that this comes onto this part. So let's just see. So here it goes. Now it's gonna track and then slowly reframe the video to the front portion part. So see how cool is that, guys? Like you can just reframe your videos, walk around and do whatever. Then all you have to do is just get onto this part, trim your videos. Maybe you want to increase or decrease. You can use the finger on the trackpad or any other portion to, you know, increase the field of view, up and down, scroll up and down, and it's going to increase the view. And then you can go on to this part. Now there are two options. You can either take it down in 1920 by 1080p, which is 1080p. If you want to take it out in a 4K or a 5K, you need to know the numbers. That is 3840, and it will automatically come on to 2160, which is a 4K resolution, and I can extract until this particular portion, and it's just gonna take few more minutes and your video is all ready. So here we are, we just created something from a regular video that we recorded. I hope you guys enjoyed the process of editing this video. I know it's gonna be a little bit overwhelming for you in the starting, but later on, once you get a hang of it, you can then just do it in the nick of time, and it's not gonna take some extra effort. It's always good to put a little bit of extra efforts into creating something unique and something good. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this video. It was only for you guys that I created it, since you had requested me, and I'm gonna be bringing up more editing videos like this. If you guys want it, just put down in the comment section if you loved the video, and do subscribe to my channel. It motivates me to make all these kind of videos. I'm gonna be bringing my other workflow sooner into this channel, because we talk about travel and photography over here. So the whole channel will be all around photography and opening up your mind when it comes to creativity, either by using this 360 camera or by your own phone or your camera, whichever you're using. So thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Tada!